My name is Laura, I'm 73 years old, and the night my daughter looked me dead in the eyes, right there on her sparkling, floral-decorated wedding stage, and said, "I wish you weren't my mother." Well, that was the night something inside me cracked. And something else finally woke up. My whole life had been about survival, sacrifice, and holding my family together with my bare hands. I endured a husband who walked out, a lifetime of work, and years of raising a daughter alone. But the moment she said those words, humiliating me in front of everyone, I realized I had done something worse than failing as a mother. I had raised a monster. And monsters don't learn with tenderness. Sometimes, they learn with truth. Sometimes, with consequences. So this is the story of how I, an old woman with shaky knees, silver hair, and a heart that has been broken too many times, took a step no one expected. A step that changed everything. People think old age makes you soft. It doesn't. It makes you quiet, and people mistake quiet for weak. I wasn't weak. Just tired. Tired from decades of working 2 jobs. Tired from skipping meals so my daughter, Hannah, could have enough. Tired from walking miles when buses stopped running. Be tired from being a mother and a father. Hannah was my only child. My entire life. And maybe that was my mistake, giving her everything until she forgot the value of anything. Things started slipping when she turned 25. New friends. New boyfriend. New priorities. And suddenly, I wasn't the warm center of her world anymore. I was the old sweater shoved to the back of the closet, kept, but never worn. She talked differently. Stood differently. Even laughed differently. Her fiancé, Adam, came from a wealthy family. Old money. Big house. Car that purred like a cat fed with cream. Whenever I visited, Adam's mother, Gloria, scanned me like I was dirt on her crystal floors. And Hannah? She said nothing. Never defended me. I should have seen the wedding disaster coming. But a mother's hope is her blindness. When Hannah handed me the wedding envelope, she smiled too sweetly. "Mom, don't be late, okay?" I said. What I didn't expect was the card inside. "Your seat is arranged with extended family due to limited seating." Extended family. I had no brothers or sisters. No cousins. No aunts. I realized what she meant, not important enough. Still, I told myself it didn't matter. "It's her big day, Laura," I whispered to my reflection that night. "Don't make it about you." I wish I had listened to the small, trembling voice inside that said, "She doesn't want you there." The wedding was extravagant. You could smell the money in the air. I wore my best dress, faded lavender, a little loose around the neckline, but clean, pressed, and honest. People brushed past me without looking. Some stared at my old shoes. Others whispered. But nothing stung more than seeing the seating arrangement, table 27. Near the catering station. Behind a column. Blocked from the stage view. You seat strangers there, not mothers. Even waiters looked surprised. One whispered, "Isn't she the bride's mom?" The other shrugged, as if to say, "Not my problem." I swallowed my shame. A mother knows how to swallow things. When the ceremony began, I stood up from table 27, my knees trembling. My child looked so beautiful up there, white lace, glowing smile, hair curled into soft waves. I walked closer. Not to interrupt. Not to cause a scene. Just to see her better. Just to feel a little motherly pride. But the closer I walked, the more I noticed the tense look Adam gave her. Then Hannah turned to me. Her smile vanished like a flame in wind. And she said the sentence I will never forget. "Mom, can you please go back? You're embarrassing me. I wish you weren't my mother right now." The microphone picked it up. Guests gasped. Some chuckled. Others looked away. My heart broke quietly, like thin ice under a heavy boot. I whispered, "I'm sorry," and walked back. But something inside me was no longer walking. It was rising. I didn't leave. I waited. Silent. Old. Invisible. But I listened. Guests were saying something. Something important. Whispers about her in-laws, such a lovely couple, gifting the newlyweds their mansion, the deed is already prepared, the future is secure. Secure. My daughter's future was secure because of them. Not me. Not the mother who raised her. Not the mother she wished she didn't have. A strange calm washed over me. A mother can forgive insults. But a mother should never let her child build a life on lies. And oh, there were lies. Lies they didn't know I knew. 2 years ago, Hannah begged me for money. A large amount. Mom, it's temporary. Please. She was drowning in credit card debt. Her business idea had failed. She needed salvation. I sold my house, the only thing I owned. Moved into a tiny rented room. Handed her the money. She promised no one would know. Promised she'd pay me back. Promised she'd always remember what I did. The next month. She bought a designer bag. The next year, she got engaged into wealth. And now she stood on a stage acting like she'd built her life herself. What others saw as her start into a luxurious life was actually built on my sacrifice. But no one knew. Until I stood up. And walked toward the stage one last time. The violinist paused. The chatter died. Even Hannah froze. I asked the DJ for the mic. He hesitated until I said calmly, "I'm the bride's mother." I took a deep breath. "Congratulations, everyone," I began, voice slow but steady. I wasn't planning to speak tonight. But since I was given a seat at the back, I had plenty of time to think. A couple of guests chuckled nervously. Hannah whispered, "Mom, stop." But I continued. I want you all to know something. When Hannah was drowning financially 2 years ago, she didn't go to her fiancé. She didn't go to his family. She came to me. People leaned in. And I sold my home, my only home, to get her out of debt. She promised she'd pay me back. She never did. She promised she'd remember. Today. She told me she wishes I wasn't her mother. The room went silent. Dead silent. Even the chandeliers seemed to stop shimmering. Adam's mother looked like she had swallowed poison. Adam stared at Hannah, confused and betrayed. And Hannah, she turned pale, like her soul left her dress behind. "Hannah," Adam said sharply, "is that true?" She stuttered. Deflected. Lied. But truth is a knife that cuts clean. And I had handed it to the room. Adam's parents demanded answers. Guests whispered. Cameras recorded. Friends judged. Her perfect image cracked. Her new life crumbled under the weight of one old woman's truth. And the best part, I didn't shout. I didn't insult her. I didn't do anything dramatic. I simply told the truth she buried. Sometimes, truth is the best revenge. I walked out of the hall quietly. No anger. No tears. Just release. Guests watched me as if seeing me for the first time. Outside, the winter breeze touched my face. It felt like freedom. But the wedding? Chaos. Later, I heard everything. Adam's parents revoked their wedding gift. The honeymoon was cancelled. Adam asked for space. Then separation. Half the guests left early. The video of her humiliating me went viral among relatives. The truth followed her everywhere. People said I destroyed her wedding. But I didn't. She did. I simply stopped protecting her from reality. 3 weeks later, Hannah knocked on my tiny rented room's door. Her mascara streaked. Her eyes swollen. Her voice trembling, "Mom, I'm sorry. I messed everything up." For the first time, I didn't rush to hug her. "Sit," I said quietly. She cried for an hour. Told me Adam left. Told me she lost her job. Told me she was scared. Then she asked, "Can I move in with you?" And I looked around at the single bed, the cracked walls, the dim light. The room I ended up in because I sold my home for her. And I said, without hesitation, "No, Hannah. Not this time." She froze. "You're my mother. And you wished I wasn't." I stood up and walked to the door. "For once in your life, learn from consequences." And I closed the door. Gently. Not in anger. But in peace. Everyone thought I'd forgive her. Everyone thought I'd take her back. Everyone thought a mother's heart is a doormat. But the step no one expected wasn't humiliating her at the wedding. It was saving myself afterward. I joined senior community classes. Made friends. Started painting again. Volunteered at a library. And slowly, I found joy. Not the joy of motherhood. The joy of being Laura again. Hannah eventually rebuilt her life, slowly, painfully. And our relationship? It didn't end. But it changed. She visits. She apologizes often. She tries. But I no longer live for her. I live for me. Sometimes revenge isn't destruction. Sometimes it's letting someone face who they are, without your shield protecting them. So if you're watching this, if you're a mother, a father, or someone who has given everything to someone who gave you disrespect in return, remember this: love them. Raise them. Pray for them. But don't destroy yourself for them. The day my daughter said she wished I wasn't her mother was the day I finally became myself again. And that, my friends, was the step no one expected.